All right. I'm going to talk for a minute about some things. Because let's talk like this right here. Aliens. All right? Aliens. We all know that's not real. And those of us that have came out of the Matrix. Okay? And this video is going to be nice. I don't know how. Something's came over me. Isn't that funny how we say that sometimes? But something has hit me just like a ton of bricks because I've traveled a little bit over a vast majority of the Southeast, you know, and I've been able to witness things with my eyes because my eyes have been adjusting to long distances for years now. When this started out, we were outside doing cardio and everything, and it's funny how God works, my higher power. You know, so even in the beginning, the visual, which is the occipital lobe, started to begin to develop the long distance adjustment of the eyes. People don't understand what I say when I'm talking about that. And the brain actually starts developing. In the cerebrum, it has to be exercised the same as the body. And the whole time I'm going through that, we're doing 12 steps, meetings and all that, and day in, day out. And here we are working on 9 years in December, walking out of it. So, and here's the main thing is this, is none of these for almost 9 years. Not one. What do you think if you've gone through some of my social media, you'll find videos of like the last 19 months of my, I did a video and how it's just worse, relapse. You know, and that's the solution in all of these right here, and it's not, okay? It's not. But I want to talk about how like in their movies, but my brain is like very, you don't understand. I know about the anatomy. I know what this is made of. And people will say, he's crazy. And when you talk about it, the people's careers, their piece of paper won't allow them to listen. Oh, he's crazy. I memorized the book. And it's like, yeah, this is not about that. But in these movies, what they do is you'll have aliens coming to Earth, right? They'll be coming to Earth. And what are they doing? They're stealing the what? The resources. That's what they do. You've seen them like that, movies or shows or whatever. You know, well, the Earth's resources are dry. So we've made a space station up there to live. Stuff like that. Well, here's the deal. Some of y'all out there that have done your research, is this how you spell quarry? Like a rock quarry? Is that it? Okay. Now, this is what we have learned, and it is a fact. And if people deny it, that means they social engineering at its best, because they can't do a thorough research and a thorough inventory and say, let me step outside of my whole life and look at this with a complete open mind to see if these are structures actually buried and melted. You know, because if you get online, you'll find like this, meltology. You'll find mud flood. You'll find Tartaria. And you'll find a lot of stuff. And there's so much truth in all this, and there's a lot more. But what we're talking about is this, is I've seen enough with my eyes to see what the real agenda is for this entity. Because remember, if we're looking at a pyramid, which is the real, me and you, we're down here. There's different levels. And then at the top is that too I'm addressing right now. Right here. And the people down here are always going to say, he's crazy. He's crazy. Because see, everyone down here is consuming everything that they've created. Yeah, they can't get out of it. Even though these people up here say there's nothing hidden in this world. And you're like, why did they say that in a speech? Oh, you're crazy, man. Well, they're telling you there ain't nothing hidden. Listen, when I say that they have literally disconnected, they ain't even disconnected. They just created humans to never know the truth and to just always do everything that they've reinvented that was already here. But see, what these are is resources. Because, listen, the average person couldn't fathom this. These individuals know what we're talking about. But listen, to literally melt, however they did it, turned on the air, just like a microwave, like this. This was, you see how that right there, this was structure. And if you feel how it's liquid, and then look, charred. And look at that. And when they turned it off, it went and rehardened. And then here's your fake fossils. You understand what I'm saying? So that's that's nothing. That's just this piece of sand in the ocean seas. That is, compared to what they've done. And see, it's something, because if you watch The Matrix, okay, everything, look, this entity is not the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, or it ain't even the fucking Vatican and them. This is not human that we're dealing with. Okay, listen, you don't understand when we tell you that your brain has been developed inside. You will not come out of that prison. And if you can come out of that prison and give yourself 9 years against that, and know your anatomy, your 12 cell salts, and your 12 systems of the body, and all this other stuff, then you'll start to see it, and then start to understand that you know that you are a battery. You're a battery. So that means we're energy. In the Matrix, that's what what's his name? Neil Patrick Harris in Matrix Resurrections. I've got to watch it again. I'm going to watch it tonight again, because I've gave it time. I'll show it all come out by the numbers, because it's sorcery. But his role, like Morpheus, or no, like the other white dude that was in there when he's like, humans, the pathetic something, whatever, were always referenced as very low. But Neil Patrick Harris, plays the role of this entity. And to the Goy, it is a movie, but to like these things that are in human cavities, but they're in here, it's something else. He even talks about in it. He's like, I've been watching you. But he created, like, you have no idea what we're trying to get through to your brain, to some of the people that are actually listening to this. Okay, because for one, I've been over 5 years without news, any at all. And if you can go 5 years without watching the news, I swear, you'll laugh, because they're just little demon actors. That's it. It's nothing but a stage. It's a show. You get your diploma on what? A stage. That's exactly right. But see, what they do is somehow they turn on the air. Whatever this thing is, and it's Satan, but we'll go with being nice to all inclusive walks of life and walks of life in this enlightenment video. Looking at my pizza, I don't want it to burn. I'm going to cheat tonight. War of the Worlds. Okay? If you see the magnitude of what was here, then you can understand War of the Worlds. Because what really blows my mind, because it's on fire, because it's from up there, and it's a magnetic battery, electromagnetic, is how what's buried and obliterated didn't have a counter to what happened. I mean, if you can build, I mean, listen, guys, these structures are absolutely insane. You should never build anything out of the fucking wood. All the trees everywhere are basically just decades old. There's no hundreds of year old trees anywhere. It's because listen, this thing obliterated everything. There was free power, everything from the magnetic field that you don't know about. And what they're doing, this thing, is dismantling they've already destroyed it. But now they're just slowly taking it apart and giving the goy careers and jobs. And I know people breaking that shit down because you've got little side quarries everywhere. And this is the normal rumor in town. Well, that was a quarry a long time ago. And it's like, yeah, they just did that, and then just so the rumor can keep going, regurgitating every generation. And then they let it grow up around it. Because over here where I'm at, listen to me. Go back and watch some of my videos. One's probably from last winter or something, because in the winter you can see it. But man, at the foot of that, just right over here from me, it's like a damn pyramid. Yeah, and huge steps, but it is melted. You can see rivers of stone, like to where it was. I'm talking about, if you ever watched the movie Mother, with a robot and AI, and this chick's inside, and Mother and AI, and like towards the end, one of these robots comes up and it's burning the lock, and it's just melting out. Okay, let's multiply that scene by, I don't know, 1 billion. They give you glimpses of what they can do and what they produce in their sorcery, which is Hollywood, which comes from hardcore warlockism, because Hollywood comes from the wood of the holly tree, and they would, wizards and shit, whatever, would stand in the middle of a hexagram, and cast hexes using a stick from the holly tree in Hollywood. And now it's the same shit. Instead of rays, we have radio waves. Instead of sun rays of waves, we have radio waves going in there and programming us generationally. You know what I'm saying? Programming you generationally. Hang on. Let me see what I got here. Oh yeah, buddy, we want to eat like doo-doo tonight. But you can see the structure. I mean, it's not hard to see it, but then you don't understand because we've never been educated on any kind of stone like what I'm talking about. On Interstate 24, if you go up Mont Eagle, when you're coming down, it's gonna be like this. It's really sharp over here in Tennessee, and right here's a wall all the way around, big tall wall, and then up here at top, there's like 3 things facing north, and nobody notices them because the trees cover them up, but we know. And back over in here, dude, it just hurts because the system is made to where you can't just say, hey, we're going to take off for a week and just trike up there and hang out and start a fire if we need one, No, you'd be ran off. But whatever was here, you can blatantly see it was structure. 3 huge platforms, but they're, they compressed like, because see, the buildings that in your brain they're not real. In the cities, those are fake. And here's the thing is, this will help make sense to some of y'all that really, let's say 1800s to 1900s to 2000s. Okay, I'm getting to where I can look like I'm looking over the timeline. It'll make no sense to the goy, but the timeline is there, and I can look over it and see, this centuries as we know them of generational social sorcery engineering. Because, we'll say right here is whenever it stopped. And see all those buildings like that we know of as the Roman buildings that we see, and some of us that are awake, they're everywhere. And it's like Rome, but I strongly know that that's just an illusion. All those structures were put up to throw off what happened as far as melting everything, because they couldn't just do it over, like everything at once. They didn't. Led Zeppelin says we come from the land of the ice and snow, and we know about the Antarctica beyond the ice wall. But when you in the World's Fairs, here comes the World's Fairs, and see what those were. They started showing you cultures. The people here in America at these World's Fairs in these cities that had Roman structure that was there as an illusion to throw off what's really going on, was bringing in people like in booths. So when they reset the cities, we keep talking about, what they did is they brought in these culture booths and said, there's Indians, that's what they are. There's these people, there's these people. Because you don't understand, even if you say, well, my heritage goes back 200 or 300 years, that's how far back it is that these individuals created your bloodline and your fake culture. Because whatever obliterated what was here that you'd have no idea that you could even possibly fathom is sitting there. Caves are not caves, those are all tunnels and structures of huge magnitude, melted. Ruby Falls is nothing but obliterated and melted like a microwave. It's easy to see it. But anyways, it's like millions of years, billions of years old. It's like somebody asking billions. Man, I don't know. See, people working don't even, I'm quit, man. Let's work here, man. But see, and that's the thing. And then now let's fast forward. Here's what real evil does. We'll say right here, from the 1850s on, these World's Fairs to about right in here, they're getting these cultures pushed. And then here comes Big Penis Ancestry.com. Hey, we're going to tell you where everybody came from. It's big evil. You can't think that big. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You learn to memorize shit to get a fake degree in plumbing and make fake money. We have been beat the shit out of and studied our ass off for almost 9 years to see this shit for what it really is. It is insane genius is what it is. It's a fucking, I can see it. And it's cool. Because it's supposed to happen. Like they say in their movies and everything. So it's ingenious. You can say, well, and we can look at it like this. Let's look at it as human beings did this, which is impossible. Then they're going to be back behind the scenes this whole time, controlling it all, and never worrying about having to work or anything. But there's an agenda. See, free technology, gone. The whatever was here that you can't fathom, gone. And every lie that you can think of that they put in their text here, oh, no, man, it's not real. The university and colleges is nothing but Saturn. Saturn devours his own children. It's fake knowledge. It's fake, 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 fake. It has no value whatsoever. It has value in the slave system. That's it. That's it. And that's it. And when they take your job, just like they did the trash men, which is garbage, what's that? Plastic. Let's wrap stuff around it and then just make it trillions every day. But let's do our part every day and throw something in the recycling thing. Yeah, I know, they're dumb. But do you see what I mean? Here it is. They begin the cultures. It's nothing but lies. And then they sit back. And then they can get their books ready for this school system coming in the United States. They can go ahead and get their books ready. It's coming. The cities are already there, and then all cities burned. Yeah, a candle fell over and burned down the whole San Francisco. Like a bomb, literally 20,000 ton bomb just blew it all up. The candle did it, man. I know. It's insanity on all levels. Because they can't think, because ever since, they started doing this reset, it's the technology. There goes that, here comes the addresses, newspapers, radio, TV, computer, beepers, landlines, payphones, see you later. People can't see the progressive just here, bam, 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 generation. Nobody's asking shit. Billboard, mind control. And that's where they are now. And if they cut that shit in half, dude, people will literally jump off bridge overnight. Suicide, you'd wake up tomorrow and half the world be gone. Just from cutting the phones off. I love you.